be on time this time around, but but it's okay.
Ready.
I think we're live. Hold on.
Are we live? Oh yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah. So just to give you guys, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Planet Xbox, episode 32, PX32. Great. How's everybody doing this week? I just got to make a quick announcement. I apologize for lateness. I was waiting for a Gaming Addict. I don't know where the hell Gaming Addict is, and my internet started acting like poop, so I needed to call Comcast to get my speed back up to par. So hopefully we can do this without any like lags or buffering. And the other thing is I am not hosting the show tonight. I'm going to be here. I'm still going to be present, but I'm giving the honors to Frog. You know what I mean? Frog, you have gained some fans over the past couple of weeks. I don't know if you kept, in contact with the chat, with the comment sections.
Yeah,
throughout course of the last couple of weeks. So, but yeah, like the floor is yours. I don't know how, you know what I mean?
All right. So we're in episode, was it 32?
Yep.
All right. So we have a good amount of topics to cover tonight. And we're going to start with Monster Hunter and just go right into it. Monster Hunter surpassing PUBG. And so basically I'll kind of break it down what this whole Monster Hunter surpassing PUBG is talking about. And
you're going to get everybody's introductions in? My bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, you didn't do the intros. Yeah, I'm used to doing the intros. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do the intros. My bad. Usually, I'll let you do the intros, and I go into the topics. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, all right. We're gonna start with Merc305. What's up?
Yo, what up, Merc305? Looking forward to a good show tonight. Got a bunch of good topics lined up. You can find me on Merc305 everywhere: Twitter, Xbox, PlayStation, everywhere.
Now, Merc, I am so sorry. This is going to sound stupid, this brief interruption of the introductions.
Sure.
I never got to ask you this, and I'm surprised I never asked you in a party chat or in our private chats or in a podcast. But what is your background, like your nationality?
All right. So I live in South Florida, so I'm actually Cuban. like oh no, it's Alex. Like, oh no, it's Alex. So yeah, my background is Cuban, to be honest.
Wow, you know why, bro? Because sometimes you would talk and you would sound like just like a random white guy, and then you would start talking more, and then you sound like you have you're Spanish. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, something's off, and I've never asked. So
Frog knows, he's used to it, I'm sure.
Right? Yeah. I pretty much thought it was Latin.
Yeah. Frog had it figured out, I'm sure, from the beginning.
Yeah, I did.
My bad. All right. Yo, Grinds My Gears, what's up?
Yo, what's up? It's Grinds My Gears. Jez7780 on Twitter. Jez77 on Xbox. Yo, I'm ready for the show, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah, Jez got a lot of shit to talk.
Yeah, you were talking shit to me, man.
We're going to revisit that. We're going to revisit that. Cycle, man, welcome back.
What's happening? Yeah, man, been working and traveling. So, but anyway, this is Cycle Gamer, and follow me on Twitter at Cycle Gamer.
Yeah.
And well, Frog, yeah, please.
Your host tonight is Frog with Dope Gaming, and I am ready to get this thing started. We have a lot to talk about, some interesting topics. I know it's going to be some back and forth, but that's good. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the people that are sitting here waiting to watch us. Shout out to all of y'all. This should be good. It'll definitely be worth it.
Well, it better be worth it. Fucking more than 30.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, definitely hit the like button.
I mean, because right now I'm extremely disappointed.
I see Jack move in the chat, and he's shout out to Jack Move.
And I am the best bot, so
yeah, Kids Move is the best spot.
Like, if you guys just missed my last video, I had a video pending just in case Black Mom came out popping shit. He did, so I just hit publish. So that's where that video came. I was gonna hold on to that video. That video was private for like 3 days.
So
that video had me cracking up, man.
Yeah, I try. So we shouldn't be hearing anything from Bond in the next couple of days. So all right, let's get on with the show, Frog. I'm sorry for the
it's no problem. Yeah. So we're gonna get into the whole Monster Hunter takes over the world. Well, not the world, but made PUBG as the top paid game on the Xbox store. So what I'm reading is some descriptions, and this is published by an editor, and it says after 2 months of the best-selling game paid on Xbox stores, PUBG was overtaken by Monster Hunter World. It's clear that PUBG, the game has been doing very well, but Monster Hunter has shipped 5 million units so far, and that's including digital sales across PS4 and Xbox One. And although we know the Xbox One didn't get the beta for the Monster Hunter,
which was a bad move.
The game is sold very well on the Xbox. To this remark, in the UK, PUBG is at number 2. The number 1 and the number 3 games are Monster Hunter. Yep. So that just says a lot about a game that you would think that people wouldn't naturally want on this platform, because it's a Japanese-centric based game. It's been on the Nintendo platform for quite some time, and now we're getting it as semi-multi-plat. We're getting it on Xbox and PlayStation, not Nintendo this time. But what is the feeling about this? I'm kind of, what's the floor think about this?
About what the sell? Well,
about the fact that it's doing so well and being PUBG with its success, like it's come out of the gate on Xbox specifically and done so well. Okay,
I mean, the thing is that it's surprising to see that it was the number 1 selling game on a digital store on Xbox. To surpass PUBG, being that it is Monster Hunter, it is a Japanese-based game. It's an acquired taste type game, and it's performing pretty well. No, I don't understand, like, because they say it's shipped 5 million, and I'm like, how can you like ship a digital sell? But I don't know. So I don't know what is being like sold through and what is shipped, but whatever, they're doing good. I guess it's doing better than expected. Shockingly, it's not on the Nintendo platform, but I don't think the Switch could run that game as is. But that's good. I mean, we can now somewhat end the stereotype of that Xbox gamers don't play these type of games. It sets a nice ground for future games from the Rising Sun to head over on that platform. I'm sorry, my daughter. But hold on, guys. But go ahead and continue. Yeah. Somebody take over.
I'm glad to see that a Japanese game is doing well. I mean, a lot of Xbox fans have asked for the platform to diversify as far as content, and to see Monster Hunter come out on Xbox, which I actually predicted wasn't going to do well. So to see it actually be number 1 in the Xbox store above PUBG, man, that's pretty nice. Hey, hopefully that means more Japanese developers bring more games to the platform. So games are good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the fact that it's doing well on Xbox, like it is kind of like where the Resident Evil kind of fell, like in the time of the year where everybody just got their hardware over the holiday, and it's been kind of since November, and this is like the first big game that came out. PUBG was big for Microsoft, but still was a preview game, quote unquote. Well, it's still a preview game, but I think it's great that it's doing well. But the PUBG did come out in December, so this is the new hotness, and I do think that the Xbox fan base definitely is liking this game. I know I heard so much about Monster Hunter, and like there were so many different games that's like, oh, it's just like Monster Hunter, and it's just like Shadow of the Colossus, or it's like you fight these big things and you go like these big battles and stuff, and finally to actually play a Monster Hunter is pretty cool.
Some dumbass compared it with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh no. I
that was an insult to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I would say, this is a very much a deeper version of a of a Colossus game where you have to build your character up, you have to go after it, because all it is about fighting.
To prepare for that
fight. You have to prepare for the fight. And so if you want to compare it to Shadows of Colossus, I guess you can, in a sense where it's a lot of boss battles. Basically, it's a lot of this big epic boss battles, but there's other things that do in the game that make this game deep. Like, I honestly think, like,
I think the scaling of the characters, like,
yeah,
because I remember Dragon's Dogma was compared to it too back in the day about the whole jumping on scaling the characters. That was like a Monster Hunter
thing. Right. This game is when I first started playing, I can say, like, I bought it on the PS4. Like the majority of my friends that were going to play it were going to be there. So I didn't really care where I played it. I just happened to buy it on PS4 just because one of my friends played it there. But what I can say about this game is it started overwhelming me once I got into the little hub world, because there was so much stuff to just do, the menus and everything. I was like, holy crap. Like, I didn't think, and it's been, let's just be real, like, this game has been on Nintendo platforms for so long. I kind of would skip them because I was like, man, graphically, these games look like crap. But like, this game is, it's amazing. I don't care where you play it. It's amazing. It's not everybody's type of game.
Yeah, I think the game's fucking trash.
Yeah, I think you're gonna say it. I saw you say that.
Yeah. I think it's a great game for a specific type of game.
Right, it's a specific type of gamer.
I gotta say this. Since I have to quote and make sure everybody hears this. In my honest opinion, I think the game's freaking overrated. You know what I mean? For like, it has extreme like flaws and issues with the game that's just completely overlooked just because of its fucking name. Right. I mean, the game doesn't run that great. Somebody had the fucking nerve to tell me that the game runs clunky on purpose. I'm like, what? Yeah, he's like, oh, it's because of the weapons you select. It has to run like that. I was like, no, I think the game runs horribly. It has horrible glitches. I've had situations where I would be chasing a monster and the game gets like sick of like I feel like the game gets sick of the mechanics. So what they'll do is they'll just have the fucking monster leap into fucking air and never come back. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Smooth. The same way you feel about this game, I feel the same way about PUBG.
You sound like me, Psycho.
Like, instead of them going up in the sky, they're coming down on the ground. That one.
You know what? Though, I'll be honest with you. When I first played PUBG the very first time, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm feeling this. But man, once I hit that top 10, top 20 one time, that's it. I was hooked after that.
Yeah, I think any game can get you hooked. But like, when my initial playthrough was just like, how do people play this shit? Like, why is this the top selling game, the best selling game, when this shit runs like garbage, even on the PC? It runs like, why do people like this
now? On the PC now, though, it's running. I mean,
it's at where it needs to be on PC right now.
It's at where it needs to be. Yeah.
The thing is about what Monster Hunter, and I guess maybe I'm just not one. I don't feel like reading, and I don't like their invite system either. It's inconsistent and not convenient at all, especially for a co-op based game.
I can kind of agree with that one.
Yeah, we were trying to.
Yeah,
we spent like an hour, invite them to the hub world, and then we'll get into we create a squad to see if it made it easier. It still didn't. Like, it's kind of. And then if you don't have the same level as somebody, you can't even join their mission, like their higher level mission.
It's Smooth likes that game so much that 75% of the invites he receives are for Monster Hunter World. Ain't that right, Smooth?
Yeah, that's all gaming guy.
He was on his live stream last night. Attic was sending him Monster Hunter invites.
I know kids didn't like that. You have to go chase them down. Like, after you stop fighting it, then it runs
away.
No,
because I got exhausted. The thing is, I wasted a fucking hour chasing this fucking little duck-looking dinosaur down, beating his ass.
That guy was a pain in the ass.
I'm beating his ass. Every time I catch him, I'm just beating the fuck out of him. He picks up a rock, tries to throw it at me. I was like, okay, whatever. It became like a repetitive scenario. I beat his ass for 5 minutes. He runs. I chase him around the map. It got so bad that eventually the game just took him out of the scenario, and I had to restart that mission again. And I was like, no. I was like, I want my hour back. I wasted an hour and get nothing done.
Well, let me ask you this, Smooth, because what I've seen and a lot of my friends said is like, this game is really best experience with your friends. It's kind of has
well,
that.
Yeah, my friend couldn't experience it with me until I got past a certain point.
That's what, like
right.
That's where it became a
there
problem.
is a long, there's a long tutorial. Like it's still like going into like mission 5 and 6.
Right.
Yeah, because we did
build a second camp. Like
what happened was after the initial tutorial, we did the mission, we did the actual mission together, right? And then when it was my turn to do that mission, I couldn't bring them into that mission. I couldn't beam them in. I couldn't call for help. I couldn't do that. It was like, all right, so you're on your own. You just have to do that shit by yourself. And after you do that, then we can do the next mission together. It made no fucking sense to me. I'm like, no, I'm not playing this shit. The only reason why I'm playing this shit is because you got this shit. I'll play it with you. I wouldn't be caught dead alive playing Monster Hunter World by my fucking self. It's just not a game I would buy.
I definitely think it's something you play with your friends.
Yeah, but I like shooting the flare up and having just people just randomly join and stuff.
Oh,
like
it's
that.
it's hilarious.
Just them to helping out, but then they scale the character to scale the enemy to fight more with the with the hit points and stuff like that when you got a lot of guys fighting it. But man, I loaded in with this other guy and we had this T-Rex. It came and attacked them and we were just like, that's where it's like incredible. Like when the other animal, like they have like this fight and you're just like below them, like, and they're fighting. And that's pretty crazy. Like that is intense.
I do give credit for because at one time when I was chasing the little fucking bird at one point, the fucking random T-Rex did come in and just like kind of fuck shit up for me and kill me with his tail. It was kind of, I was like, well, I wasn't really fighting you. I was fighting the fucking bird, and you kind of really just fucked that up for me.
But there's just so much. It is crazy with the amount of stuff like you could craft. You could go get boost, like go eat and watch that crazy little animation when the guys cook for you and stuff, which is pretty funny. And then get boost and then go into the mission. But then there's all these different things you can do. You have to cook the meat a certain way, like the music stops and pull it off the spit, like to make sure. Well, if it's burnt, then it's like it's not going to give you good health. And there's really cool things about it. And then if you research the animals, you could find like lures for them to lure them out or to lure them to a certain area. And once you're following them around, and that's why there's like old tracks and new tracks and fresh tracks. So it is kind of like the hunter thing where you got to you don't just chase it and slash it. Like there's other ways you could try to kill them. I know that I had this they're these little frogs that if you hit them, they spout out this poison and they immobilize you. So I wound up fighting the guy with all these little frogs around us, and I was aiming my rocks at the frogs, hitting them, and then they were blowing up and kind of like making this poison cloud, and he was just like incapacitated. So that was like helping me out with that, with the environment. And then the other cool thing is that when he's on your back, or like there's certain walls and certain things that you could trigger, and like the wall comes down or the ceiling comes down crashing on top of them and stuff like that. So there's cool environmental things too, like where they are. But it is a very complicated game. The combat is rough. Like you just want to mash on the X button or on the square. Like you just want to mash on it just to like attack them and stuff like that. And you got to like get into like attack mode, but then you can't pick up stuff unless you put your weapon away. So there's kind of that kind of stuff. But it is pretty cool. Like it's something different. It does share some animations though with Lost Planet. That kind of get Lost Planet feel. I'm playing it, like especially when he's like stumbling down the when down like a ramp or something, like stumbling, like it looks. And the stamina too. Like you can't just chase somebody because then your stamina runs out. So but it's really, I think it's pretty cool. Like
they haven't announced the release date for PC for that game, right? I know it's coming.
Which I didn't understand why that game didn't come day one with the console version. I don't understand that. It should have. That seems like a game that
that's pretty common with some games, right?
Yeah. Well,
like
the
Final
PC
Fantasy is just coming to PC. Like it's finally coming to. It didn't come to PC day and date. We know Red Dead Redemption isn't. We know,
what happens, though? I bet you Rockstar is doing that because they're gonna get everybody to double dip. So, like, we all got consoles, and the majority of us have PCs. And like me myself, I will end up buying it for the X, and then I'll end up buying it for the PC a year later, 9 months later when it gets released too. I bet you that'll happen. And that happened to me with GTA. GTA I bought on every single platform.
I did the same thing. I bought it on the X and I bought it on the Pro, and I was like, "Damn it!" Same thing with Fallout. Same thing with Skyrim. For some reason, there's certain games I end up double dipping on, and I'm like, "Damn!" I bought it on both consoles, but the thing with me is I have people in my house that I have one person in my house that prefers to play everything on the Xbox. Everybody else is playing everything else on the PS4. You know, I'll play it wherever the game is, you know, better played at for the most part. You know,
Monster Hunter's a big enough title. I bet you they did that on purpose. They got people to double dip.
Yeah, they're smart. It's smart marketing. They know what they're doing.
I know Rockstar. I guarantee you they doing that on purpose.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of, we talked about overrated. Let's get into this next topic. This new Xbox bundle.
That's the one Jez is mad at.
That's the one Jez is buying tomorrow. He's pre-ordered.
Yeah, right. I already got it.
New Xbox bundle. So let me go on ahead and tell you what's all in this bundle. So Microsoft said, you know, there's a bundle coming out. Basically, I'm going to read it from the horse's mouth. So since the debut in Xbox in December, the PlayerUnknown Battleground has been the platform's most popular title. It recently surpassed 4 million players on the console. 4 million players, not sales alone. Microsoft.
They've been counting PUBG players, just to give you a heads up, they've been counting PUBG players since it's like
right. Yeah. So
and
Microsoft
counting every single one. He goes down the scoreboard every night and counts them, and then goes.
Microsoft is bundling the Battle Royale game together with this new Xbox One X for a limited time last holiday. Now the publisher is going to do the same thing with the Xbox One S. Beginning on February the 20th, owners around the world can pick up the Xbox One S PUBG bundle for $300 as it retails with a 1 terabyte hard drive and a controller and a full retail download of PUBG, which is only currently available for $30. And they have the whole packaging, and it's this white console, and it just has PUBG on the box. And I know this is going to be a big conversation because we all have something different to say on this. So I'll let you go first, Smooth, if you want to.
I mean, I don't get if there's any complaint about it. If you walk into a Best Buy right now and you look at all the Xbox One S bundles that feature a game like Shadow of War, you got like the Forza ones, and you have anyone that came bundled with the game doesn't feature a custom console. It's just the box art of the game and the game bundled inside. I don't think that Microsoft needs to make a custom console for every bundle that they put out. They have enough custom consoles. We see what they can do. We've seen what they've done with consoles and controllers. This is just Microsoft's another attempt to capitalize off the success of PUBG, the clout of PUBG, and hopefully it translates into console sales and more players on the Xbox platform with this game. And I mean, I don't really blame them. I mean, if you have something that's hot, the most popular game that's being played, being talked about, that's being watched, you want to take advantage of it. Sure, it is in game preview, and they're treating it like it's a full retail release. And we got to understand, Microsoft, they're in this shit to make money, and that's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of the hype, the popularity behind it, and they're going to do whatever they have in their power to ride that. And if that means bundling it with the Xbox or giving it away with Xbox One X purchase or making a custom controller behind it, that's what they're going to do. And I guarantee you, when this bitch get its 1.0 update, it's going to launch directly into Game Pass to help that as well. So
I agree with that one.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
That's right.
Yeah, I can agree with the Game Pass thing. I agree with that. So, Psycho, what do you think about this? I'm just going to go to you because I don't know. I know some people, they got a lot to say about this. So
I honestly don't see the problem. I agree with Smooth on that. Like, I don't see the issue with it. Like, you got to do what you got to do to bring sales in. And if bundling with the most popular game that you have on your console is what you need to do, then that's what you need to do. Well, I just want to understand the issue. With whoever has the issue with
the issue that I got with it. I understand that when they released the X, they kind of low key gave out the code and stuff like that. Which it is what it is. That's fine. It's like a little perk with buying the X. But to have kind of like this image and showing like this PUBG bundle, I totally understand why this thing exists, why they want it to exist, what the whole purpose is. I just think that it's sleazy. And, it's sort of just this communication of like, this game is a preview game. No other preview game has been as big as this. I understand that, but it has not been marketed like this. And the thing is that this game, it's like, well, it plays like crap. Oh, that's because it's preview, but it's a success. Oh, so let's market it like it's a full game. And it's just sort of this mismessaging, and I think it's real lazy and desperate on their end to provide something crap like that. And in addition to that, they should have made that console if they were going to, and this was kids alluding to, they should have made it a custom console. Hell, they made the Sea of Thieves custom controller. Why couldn't they have a custom controller or some sort of design PUBG? Then I could see a reason for this to exist. Rather than just putting this, slapping in a white box and say, here's the PUBG. And nonetheless, the people like, it says preview on it. It says preview edition. Does that sound like a game that's still in development, like preview edition? It sounds like I'm getting early access. Like, preview edition. Why can't it just be like preview program? It's part of the preview program. When I hear edition, I think special edition. I think that this is a special game.
Because preview program does not sound right. It doesn't translate when you're
well,
selling
that's
something.
what it's. That's what it is, though.
I know, but these companies are in business to make money. That's
fine, man. Yeah. It's just that they make I'm just saying that's fine. They can make the money with how they want, but it's sleazy, man. It's sleazy, and I think it just shows that they don't give a shit about, like, they just want to make money. And you know what? Fuck them. I'm not buying that shit. And they're gonna keep playing this sleazy bullshit like that, and it's desperate because they don't have any fucking new games coming out, and they keep marketing this bullshit, and it's still in preview. Fucking Aaron Greenberg goes on Twitter and going, "Congratulations on the 8th patch in 2 months." They're congratulating patch releases for a broken ass game.
GMG, which what I think you need to understand, it's just my guess is that none of these motherfuckers care about you. None of them. They're gonna all do what they have to do to make money. Everything that you think that they, that's fine, but they want your money, and so they're gonna do whatever they can to advertise to you. If it doesn't cater to you, that's fine, but they're gonna cater to the masses. So they're gonna do whatever they can. That goes for everybody. That goes for Sony. That goes for whoever. That goes for everybody. They're all going to do what they can to make money from you. And so if they have to say preview edition instead of preview program to help your psyche buy more of their product, that's what they're going to do. Yeah. And you can think it's sleazy, but they're not. None of these companies are your friends. None of them.
I mean, they're in the business.
I'm not saying they're my friends, but it's just that the fact that that the excuses that the game is still in preview. And the fact that they are marketing as such is really just messed up. And I went, and people in the chat are probably gonna say I'm bitching again, but it's the only game that does not have a trial, and that was part of the preview program, and still to this day. So you tell me the reason why a trial didn't exist was because the servers were gonna get crowded. Okay, but you could send it out with the X, and you could have a fucking bundle for it. But you're still not going to put a trial. And the reason why I want a trial is because I want to see for myself how bad the game is regarding the frame rate, if it's something I could deal with. And then I decide to purchase it. But they want me to pay $30, buy the game, play it, say, oh, you know what, this is not good. And then I have to use the digital refund feature that they have to refund it. Like, why is it doesn't have a trial? That's part of the preview program.
Why it doesn't have a trial. I want a trial for every single game that comes out.
Every game in the preview has a trial.
I could have told you that PUBG wasn't getting a trial. Like it was the biggest game going into the game.
Yeah,
they want to monetize.
That's hypocritical.
It is hypocritical. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with that. It is hypocritical, but I mean, I'm not going to be shocked or surprised at it. It's like you want to, as a business, you want to monetize anything possible, and that's what they're doing. They're monetizing PUBG as much as they can, because if they waited, think about this. If they waited to do all this marketing for PUBG until it was a finished final product, it would be a missed opportunity, because all these PUBG clones would have already existed. The market would have been flooded, and the effort just wouldn't be there, wouldn't be as big. It wouldn't be as a push on Xbox players, because both PlayStation and Xbox would have PUBG type games available, multiple.
Oh yeah, E3 is going to be Pub 3,
and I agree. I kind of agree with Jazz a little bit more, because I'm kind of like, I do think this is to me it is sleazy, the word he used, because I would have rather had a Sea of Thieves bundle or something other. I just think PUBG is not the perfect game.
Sea of Thieves bundle will come.
Yeah, it will come.
I mean,
you know, it's not like they're doing
else for
this or
season.
that. Right?
Well,
What game is out right now?
Well,
Why
what
not?
I'm saying is like, you know, they're pushing PUBG, and I get
the
that
most popular game right now.
It's the most popular
on
game
PC.
because it's the most popular game on PC. That's what's being talked about.
It's
Not
also-
on Xbox.
It
on
is
PC.
popular. It's most popular game on Xbox as well.
Well, not
Yeah, it's
according to
number 2
Monster
right now on
Hunter.
Xbox.
So my whole thing is my whole
the
thing
launch
is this.
week, it outdoes PUBG, but it's not
My-
going to hold
my
that.
whole-
It's not going to be
My whole thing
substantial.
is when you look at the stats, what streams more and what is seen more, Fortnite or PUBG on Xbox? Which one do you think?
What I think, I don't know. What I would assume a PUBG. I haven't been looking. I don't stream. I don't watch.
Oh, but
I don't
you
watch
mean
streams
most
on,
played?
like,
If you're talking about a game that's being this on or this on the console, like Fortnite is being streamed a hell of a lot more.
It's
than
free
PUBG.
though.
yeah, a lot
But-
more people
and-
have
and-
it. They
and-
can just
and
download it
so
for free.
yeah, but my whole thing is like my whole thing with PUBG is, and this is my whole thing.
We
Like
know.
my thing is like my wife, like when I got the game, she played Fortnite and she was like, hey, I'm interested in this. PUBG is kind of something similar. She didn't know we even had to pay for it. Like when I downloaded it, she thought that was a free game. She was like, this game, like her first immediate words, and of course she's playing on the day one Xbox and I'm playing on the X. So yeah, that may be some problems. Her first thing was like, this game looks like, you know, SHIT. And I was like, look, you know, it's in preview. And I explained all this stuff to her. So from a casual's perspective, from not the hardcore guy, because I understand from a casual perspective, she's like, why'd you pay $30 for this trash? It looks like a 360 game. And I was like, look, babe, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's the most popular game, blah, 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 blah. She was like, this game is awful. And so I was like, well, we played it and she found the enjoyment. But the problem was like, yeah, this game could be enjoyable, but you had to pay money for this game and you shouldn't have had to. And that's how she felt. And I kind of felt the same way. Like there shouldn't have been no reason you had to pay for this game not being finished. I understand what preview is for. Like, I think this game, you know how a lot of people say Nintendo games get passes for XYZ. This game is getting a pass because it's big on PC. That's what I kind of.
Game actually not getting a pass at all. Who's giving it a pass?
No, this game gets a pass in a lot of this game.
What?
This game is
a preview program. Every time you say
this game is
You're confusing what people saying it's in a preview versus people giving a pass. Now the pass, you don't understand. We're talking about. You're saying a pass. The media outlets and shit isn't saying, "Oh, PUBG is the perfect game." Every media outlet, when it first launched on the Xbox, they told you how bad it ran. Not one said this was a. So how's it getting a pass?
But you know, every media outlet talk about how bad it runs. But every time you hear anything about PUBG, they always bundle Xbox with the PC. They always talk about PC and Xbox
because at the end of the day, it's PUBG is the game. See, what you want to do is you want to segregate the game because it's console. Just like when I said PUBG is the most popular game, you had to highlight on PC. Does it really matter where it's popular at? It's the title itself is popular. People are seeing PUBG.
So
people are seeing PUBG. They watch it. They see it's popular. They want to try it wherever they can get it. They don't have a PC. They're not getting on a PC. They have an Xbox. They're going to get it on Xbox just to be a part of the conversation. So yeah, it's the most popular game. Doesn't matter where it's most popular at. It started on PC. That's where it got its recognition. And now that it's on Xbox, more people that didn't have access to the game or that didn't have the hardware to get into the game are now jumping into the game on their Xbox Ones or the Xbox One S or the Xbox One X. So I don't understand why does it matter where it's most popular is at. It's the most played game on Xbox, the most sold game on Xbox so far in the last 2 years, if you think about it. So for them to say, oh well, it's most popular on PC, what game on Xbox right now is more popular? Monster Hunter may have outsold PUBG for that week that it released. Does brand new, it better have. But do you think in the long haul that Monster Hunter World will outsell Xbox, outsell PUBG on Xbox overall? I bet not.
No, definitely not.
No, I don't think it will overall. But I think that, like you said it yourself, and I said it last year. The PUBG clones are coming. And this game is just
that's why they're jumping on it right now.
And I understand what they're doing, but it's just a matter of time.
But they're jumping on the game as it's still being developed.
They have to, because at the end of the day, if they wait, It's a lost
cause. Want to
cause.
hear the
They gotta get their money.
notes. Patch notes. They receive feedback to fix the player damage and vehicle, but the frame rate and performance. Why are they not fixing that?
And that's my thing about PUBG.
Damage.
Like when they said PUBG was coming last year, in my head I thought, well, it's going to be released on PC now, so it's going to be close to being released on. I thought it was going to be done. I really did. And then they're like, well, no, we're just kind of starting. I was like, wait a minute. So hold on.
Yeah, and it's
the PC version is done, but by the time this game is done, this game will be irrelevant. And the reason I say that is it will have a fan base that follows it, but the PUBG clones are coming. PUBG on console will never be, and we all can say, and I say this, it will never be as big as PC counterpart because there are too many clones that are going to come out there and do it better. They're going to be well developed, that they're going to be done and ready to go. And so PUBG will be an afterthought.
And exactly. And Kevin Garcia in chat says the same thing. He says Fortnite has been getting cooked up for a while, and they're adding weapons. They're adding some, like for Valentine's Day, they're adding a Cupid crossbow. Like their game is working, and they're adding content to it for the seasons. They did the 50 versus 50 player mode. Like they are adding content to the game. PUBG is still trying to figure out how to make it run.
Here's my question: what's taking them so long? They're making
I don't
so
understand
much
the other
thing.
They're caring about. They're putting the money.
They put more assets into PC because their fan base of the PC players are, like I said, when nobody listened before, like I said, the majority of people that are playing this game, 70% of people who are playing this game are in Asian countries. Their fan base is in Asian countries. They don't care. The console version is there. Yeah, they can make money a little bit here and there, but to think that this game is just going to blow up and be this huge phenomenal success on one console, it's going to need a broader audience.
Well, it did sell a lot more. Like
it's done well on console, but
it's not 4 million sold. It's 4 million.
But it's 4 million players. So let's just say this game becomes multi-plat, right? Comes to PlayStation 4, it'll do well. It'll probably do better because then you have a broader audience worldwide. In the Asian markets, we know where they play it at. But there again, by the time the PUBG clones come out there, will this game really be relevant? Will we still be talking about?
At that time, it wouldn't really matter. That's why they're pushing now.
That's what I'm saying. A year from now, we won't be talking about PUBG.
It is a big push for a game in preview.
Look, finish. Everybody who would have it will own the game because they've all bought it in preview.
We will be talking about this game on PC a year from now, but not on console.
What? I don't understand what this conversation.
I just think PUBG's gonna be on everything.
See, I swear you really work hard to try to shade the Xbox.
No, I'm not shading the Xbox because it's not an Xbox exclusive.
It's not about being the Xbox exclusive. It's the game itself. You, for some reason, you always find a way to separate.
No, I just don't think the game is the console. I think the game, as far as the game,
is it not the most popular game on Xbox? Is it not the most?
How you feel about Monster Hunter is how I feel about PUBG. I think PUBG is overrated and it's trash.
That's fine, but
it's one game mode. It's one map. It doesn't do anything special, and it got hyped because of PC.
I'm not telling you that the game is good at all. I'm not saying anything about the specs. I'm not denying that. I'm talking about the facts that we have at hand. The fact that people have been buying into the Xbox version. It's been on the top sellers list on the Xbox version. The Xbox version made the top 10 in NPD and sales. So, why? I'm just saying, why is it this constant shade? The PC version.
It's not the shade. It's just the fact that people are buying it and it's overrated because people are hearing about the PC
That's fine.
version.
I don't care that it's overrated. I think the question if we had the problem with the bundle and why they're pushing.
I think the bundle is a bad move because
it can't be a bad move. It's capitalizing.
No, as far as a company, as Microsoft, it's a great move. But as far as what's going to happen when the next big game comes out that's not developed and not done, and they're saying, we're just going to bundle this piece of trash with this. They're going to do it. They've been doing it to us. That's why we got all these problems with all these microtransactions.
Not every game that goes into to preview is going to be a PUBG.
Ark was a PUBG. Ark is trash.
No, Ark was not garbage. Ark is not a PUBG. No, it wasn't as popular as PUBG. Even though people know of Ark, it took time for that game to get it. Now Ark has its own niche. Fans that play it. It sold well. But it had a free trial. It had a proper trial through game preview, but it was nowhere near as popular as PUBG was.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Ark is still garbage. Ark is still trash. That game still runs like trash everywhere. PUBG is going to be the game it's always going to be. it's never going to be the game that people want it to be. It's going to be the game that people talk about that came from PC to console, and it was
PUBG made Game Pass or a game preview irrelevant, because before PUBG, the content going into game preview was like Conan. It was really ho hum, man. It wasn't even relevant, that game preview program. The content they had coming to it, PUBG gave it like made it relevant, but they're not treating it like a game preview game. That's my problem with it.
No, they're treating it like it's a full release, and here it is.
That's some bullshit.
And I do have a problem with that, because it sets a precedence for other developers to say, well, we can do the same thing.
Well, it really doesn't, because who's to say that the next developer is going to have a game that hot? Like, you guys are taking like this whole.
You can look at the industry and kind of see this is what's happening. You know,
no, because not everybody can do that. Just like fucking Lil Uzi Vert can't charge the same much as Drake can for a concert. It doesn't work that way.
I agree with Smooth on that. It's like Conor McGregor. Like Dana White's not gonna let other fighters go out there and box. Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like, he brings so much money to the table. He's this certain kind of character or whatever. So Dana White is gonna let him do that. He's not gonna let every fighter in the UFC that wants to do that. So that goes back to what Smooth was saying. Like, not every developer is going to be able to take their game in preview, and Microsoft is going to take that game and pimp it out like they're doing with PUBG. Like, I just don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, they won't, because they haven't done it for the last 2 years. The game,
like, I highly doubt they do this shit with the what's that game coming out? Is it DayZ or H1? Which one that's coming to Xbox this year?
Yeah, they're only doing it with this game. But
DayZ and H1Z1.
Yeah, I guarantee you that shit won't happen with those games. I guarantee.
You know, you got to look at it how they're looking at it from a business perspective.
Oh, yeah, man, I know that's why it exists.
Yeah, like for me, I'm looking at it with the momentum that PUBG has.
Yes,
right? Especially on PC with the hype. I'm surprised they didn't launch the bundle way earlier.
I am surprised.
Launched in December.
Look at it. Going into December this year, when Xbox won MPD, the prior time when they won, it was when the S launched, right? Yeah. What a coincidence that they win MPD when they got this game with a lot of hype, which is the reason why
when did Xbox win MPD?
They won MPD in December,
which is
they were in second place, right?
Well, talking in comparison between PS4 and Xbox, they didn't win MPD, but between those two, the two that are battling each other, like Nintendo's fighting their own war, right? So I'm talking about it from those.
I see what you're saying. I got you. Right? I got you.
So if you look at that, what a coincidence that they happen to outsell Sony in that particular month when they have this game with a ton of hype, which is the reason why I'm saying I see that they launched that bundle now, and I'm like, man, where was that bundle like in December? You know what I mean? Like, or January. I'm just surprised like it's February now, and February 20th is when it launches. I don't know. I just think that would have been a smarter move. So, I mean, even though I agree with what Jez is saying to some extent, I really, really do. But from a business perspective, man, these companies ain't our friends.
Oh, no, they're smart. This is smart business. I totally agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is smart business.
But they do pretend to be your friends, though.
This is good for business.
Man.
Yeah, this is good for business.
Uncle Phil just wants to charge my Amex.
Exactly.
That's all he wants.
Exactly.
This is not bad for business. I will never disagree to that.
That was the other thing too, man. I thought Phil came out of like really weird that he promoted that bundle, because he sounded almost like a Major Nelson tweet in Phil's tweet.
Exactly.
He really doesn't do that.
I felt. Exactly. Like that
he
tweet
really doesn't do that
like,
stuff. I'll read it. Let's see. Where is it?
Yeah, it just sounded like something Major Nelson would say, not Phil Spencer. And I just kind of felt like, hey, you're promoting a bundle with a console with a preview game.
He wrote here. Join the worldwide phenomenon with the Xbox One S PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds bundle. Really, like, it's just weird that Phil, like, it wasn't a retweet. It was actually him, like, tweeting that out. So it's just kind of, it doesn't sound like that will come from him, because I was looking through all his other tweets, and he kind of is just like a retweet or something like that. He doesn't really, like, market stuff like that, which is kind of, again, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's smart. They had to do it.
It's very smart
to do it. You know, it makes me question how long is this thing going to be in preview. They never gave an end date. Like, this thing could be in preview for the entire year, but they're jumping on this exclusivity, and then they have to before E3. But I just think that it's a kind of a sleazy move from them. I think that, you know, it is a little misleading, and, you know, kind of, you know, what they think of their player base. It's like, yeah, these fools will buy this game because they just heard the name and PUBG and, you know, do that. Which
I think this game is in preview until the end of the year.
We don't know.
That's what I'm guessing. If I had to guess, I would say like November, October's time. and then maybe sometime next year around March we're here. Maybe it's coming to PlayStation, or maybe Microsoft will say no, we're gonna buy this IP out, right? Which they've tried before and it didn't succeed, but maybe they will succeed further. But I do think this game will be in preview at least for a good year.
Yeah.
And then, because they have a lot of bugs to work out, maybe by then they'll say, okay, here's a couple more maps. Maybe by then they'll add some newer things to it that we haven't seen.
Or even launch this bundle with the map coming out or something like that.
I guarantee you 1.0 got a preview this year.
I think it is coming out of preview this year. I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. I think it is going to come out of preview. I just think that bundling it with the Xbox One is smart for business, but for the casual people who don't know any better, but it is deceiving. Like it's kind of like, hey, here's a game that's not finished.
You guys act like you've never been deceived. Every day, a publisher, a developer, a console maker.
I've never seen a game that wasn't finished. It was bundled with a console.
What?
Sick.
What game?
What game?
Oh, just because it's that game preview. You know how many unfinished games we get every year?
No, I said bundle with a console. I'm just asking.
Usually the most polished game they bundle with a console.
Exactly.
Like what? Destiny was unfinished. It came bundled with PlayStation. What the fuck? Like, are you really saying you've never seen an unfinished game, or
you're saying
Destiny was trash.
You accepted that
Destiny 1 had a lot of issues with the story. I will agree.
You accepted that half-ass attempt at a game, but okay.
I don't know. I can agree with the Destiny 1 story was horrible, but
Destiny was that's a bad game. That wasn't legitimately in a program that's for a game in development.
Yeah. I mean, with the money they spent on that game, you would have felt it should have been more. But
PUBG's an anomaly, though, man.
Yeah, PUBG is something that is in its own right, and I think it's been really big because of the PC talks.
They just want that mix of money.
It's the streaming community that's made that game big.
That's what they want. The Mixer community. They want the streaming. They made a big deal about it with the Sea of Thieves. Like they cared more about Mixer's streaming Sea of Thieves. They want that mix of money because that's the next program that's going to get canceled the next year if nobody jumps on Mixer. That's going the way of Groove.
All right. What's the next topic?
That's the next one.
Okay, so the next topic is let's see. We're talking about Capcom. We're talking about Capcom. And so
layoffs.
Yeah, Capcom has had some layoffs. Capcom has had some interesting things going on. Even as well as some of their games been doing. I think Street Fighter was an abysmal mess when it came out. It's done right now, but that game was a mess. And Capcom, to me, they have their ups and downs.
That was an unfinished game.
I think that game just released and it just was not complete. But it wasn't bundled with the console. It just released and it came out.
How does it matter? It was $60.
Well, the fact that you're getting we're going back to bundle with the console.
You're complaining about a game that comes free with the console that is bundled with the console. You're not paying anything extra for the game. You're going to get the console anyway. It just happened to come bundled with that game. But you give an excuse for Street Fighter 5, which was a $60.
No, I didn't give an excuse. I said that game was an abysmal release.
Really unfinished and released as a final.
You're referring to unfinished with content wise.
Yeah, I don't think
PUBG's unfinished with performance.
Yeah, I personally don't think the PUBG should be bundled with any console at all. I don't think
it's a performance thing. The game doesn't run well.
The game has a lot of issues.
You know what though? We know that because we're the hardcore, the ones on YouTube, the ones in the chat, everybody in here, right?
But the casual are not going to know that.
I don't know. For example,
hey, that's slow mo.
But you got to think about the
slow mo kills.
Yeah, the casuals don't really care. You know why? Because the casuals ain't buying it for it to run superbly. They watching what they're seeing. They watch the commentary. They hear what people. They just watching people play it. They know what it looks like. It ain't like people hiding the graphics or some shit like that. Like come on. It's like. You act like it's not that far removed from what they're going to be getting.
Let me tell you what a small percentage of the gaming community we really are. Like 2K18 gets ripped for all the microtransactions, right? Well, their sales are up 25% from 2017.
Yes,
and it's going on to be their most successful sports game yet.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
So that should be enough to tell you why PUBG is bundled with the Xbox One S.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that one, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I understand PUBG's phenomenon. I don't think the game is great. I think it's severely overrated, but I get why it's successful. I understand the business that in the marketing that Microsoft is doing. I don't agree totally with it. I think it's just, for me, I want to buy another Xbox
Cuphead bundle, man.
Yeah, I want to buy another Xbox One S. But I would never buy a PUBG bundle. I'm like, no, I don't think I should have been charged $30 for the first time I bought it.
The thing is, the funny thing about us and how we react and how we feel about these damn bundles. And last I checked, all of us in this damn chat has an Xbox.
Yes. I got
it's not for us to go and rebuy. We're not rebuying every bundle they release like as if it's actually marketed to us. That's why I don't have no ill will or any feelings towards whatever bundle they release. It's like, what the fuck can I do about it? What? I'm not going to just after they release a bundle, get rid of my Xbox and be a brand new customer again. It's like, no.
Oh, you won't buy another one if it had a cool custom design or something like that?
No. Hold on.
So you get in the CFD's controller?
Hold on, wait.
But that's different. Like,
yeah, but how many controllers here?
Hold on, but here's the question, Smooth. Here's the question, because you said you're not going to buy your Xbox to be a brand new customer. Well, how many of the X customers were brand new customers, and how many of them already own the Xbox? I guarantee you.
Bundles. I'm not.
No, but what I'm saying is like,
I'm talking about a console upgrade.
But we're talking about consoles. Like, and it's the same thing. It's like
people going from an Xbox One or Xbox One S to an Xbox One X, a console that's substantially better in performance over the other, that does things different that the other console doesn't do, versus me going from my white Xbox One S to a fucking Xbox One S that comes with PUBG. No, come on, man.
What I'm saying is I'm the same customer. I'm the guy who bought my PlayStation day one, and then I bought a Pro some years later. I'm the same customer who bought the Xbox One day one, and I bought an X. So I'm the same customer. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking, who does this appeal to? Does this appeal to the guy who doesn't have an Xbox?
Yes.
Or does this wait. I'm asking the question because I'm trying to be clear. Does this appeal to the guy who doesn't have an Xbox at all, or does this appeal to the guy who has a day one Xbox like I had, who wants to upgrade to an S? That's what I'm asking.
It appeals to somebody that doesn't have an Xbox.
No.
You know what?
Really?
I don't know.
So just throwing PUBG. So just throwing PUBG in the box is going to make them.
Maybe if you're going to pick up the game and a 4K streamer.
Oh my god!
Yo, if you had a day one Xbox and you're like, hey, I'm going to go get an S, you're just going to go grab an S without any bundled games.
How many of I wonder how many 2013 Xbox Ones exist versus the Xbox One?
It would be nice, right? Microsoft, yeah, it would be nice, but we don't know.
If I had to guess, I would say more.
The PUBG bundle to upgrade 2013 Xbox One customers.
Yes, it's the family. It's the bundle that's for the value customer. That's what it is. So they're looking for all value customers. Now think about this: if you had a bundle that had $100 version of a game, like a Gears of War bundle, and the console's $300, you're gonna go buy the $100 version of Gears of War. Maybe you say, hey, I have another TV. Let me go put that console. I could get a console and the game included instead of just buying the game and getting it on the one console. I could get a special edition console or something like that. Any console that they put out there, it's for anybody. It's not marketed. If it has a kid's game in there, then it's not for you. Like that's the Disneyland Adventure that you want.
Most of the people buying that game is going to be existing Xbox customers.
It could be. It cannot be.
It makes because are they the only ones that are willing to buy an Xbox? I don't understand.
Who knows? Maybe it's for the PC gamer that wants to tap their fit into Xbox. Who the hell knows?
It's not for the PC gamer because the PC gamer is not playing PUBG on the console.
Why? They get a Bluetooth controller out of it.
The truth is, it's for whoever wants to buy it. That's the truth.
Yeah, I'm just wondering who this console is for.
Right,
like,
my bad.
For whoever wants to buy it.
It's a guy who wants to watch
the
Netflix.
PUBG bundle is for primarily for the customer that does not own an Xbox.
Okay,
that's pretty clear to me for sure.
Okay, that's what I'm
probably targeting the PlayStation fan base for sure.
Let's bring it back to
PlayStation, and it's a low cost of entry.
With an exclusive.
Let's bring it back to Capcom.
Exclusives don't matter.
We're gonna talk about Capcom.
You had a bunch of topics in the chat, so it's like
so Capcom is having some issues here and there. Let's bring out the obvious. if anybody follows Evo, we already know that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is not an Evo game.
Nope.
That game is basically in a sense dead. And
Oh,
it's
that
kind
game
of
is garbage.
It's kind of a shame because it's like Capcom. If you've noticed since the start of this generation, they've had hits and misses. They succeeded with Resident Evil 7. They're doing well with Monster Hunter, but then they did very mediocre to me with Street Fighter, and then Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite didn't stick to the wall at all. So what does Capcom do from this point going forward?
Well, I can tell you what, Capcom. And they're hurting. You know how many times they've been rumored to sell when all this other bull crap. They're hurting, and I guarantee, even though Monster Hunter World is selling like very well, I guarantee you that even with the success from our end, because we're looking at like, 5 million, that's a lot. It's not a lot,
right? That's not a lot to them.
It's not a lot. They need to, and that might hurt them even more. In essence, you know what I mean? You know, when you do games like Dead Rising and Street Fighter and stuff like that, Warren, is risky because they had backings. They had Microsoft to back them. They had Sony to back them for those console exclusive. But when you go out with Resident Evil has to be successful. Monster Hunter have to be successful. And when they're not producing any like sequels or new IPs, they give you all these fucking remasters or re-releases of all their games that they launched over the last 10 to 15 years. That's just what it is, just so they can keep like revenue coming in. But I don't know. I mean, Capcom is like I said, it sucks. They have some success, and it's always going to be like that up and down roller coaster with their releases. And I think out of that report with the layoffs, it looks like a Dead Rising 5 may not happen.
Right. I was just going to put that out there.
I can't believe they were going to make another Dead Rising.
Yeah, I can't believe that either.
I like my Dead Rising.
Didn't Microsoft fund or partially fund Dead Rising 4?
They did. Yeah. They partially funded Dead Rising 3.
Pulled the funding.
Yeah, they did both.
Yeah, and I think they partially funded Dead Rising 4.
3 and 4. I like Dead Rising. I like playing it.
It's all right.
You know what I mean? I actually prefer 3 and 4 over 1 and 2, but that's just me.
Same here.
Yeah, I think 3 was the better of the all of them. I like 3.
Coming at launch, that was pretty cool because it was neat. But 4, I didn't. Another cash grab holiday. I like the Christmas theme. That was pretty unique, but the game.
Yeah. The only thing about the Christmas theme, it limited the game.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So you couldn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to buy a Christmas theme game in August.
That should have been a DLC.
Yeah, it should have been DLC and no one else. Yeah. How cool would it have been if they like had it change seasons, like like over the year, like just like let it go through different holidays, stuff like that.
Well, let me ask this question because I think I gotta. Dead Rising 3, I remember buying it, had the whole multiplayer playing online with somebody, and that's really attracted to me. And Dead Rising 4 didn't have that in a sense.
Co-op, yeah.
See, that's why I think I didn't mess with Dead Rising 4. Because Dead Rising 3 was so cool that I could play with one of my buddies and we just go kill zombies. That was fun. Dead Rising 4, I kind of stayed away from because everybody was like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, huh?
It was some weird multiplayer mini game.
No. Okay. And then somebody said in the chat, they're mentioning that Capcom has a lot of IPs that they just they're not bringing back. You know, we're getting another Mega Man, but they're not bringing back a lot of their big IPs. And why aren't they bringing back their big IPs?
It's got to be because of funding.
That's what I'm thinking.
Shop 2257 says do a Power Stone reboot.
You know, but Capcom
sitting on that thing, man.
Has always partnered up kind of with console manufacturers like Microsoft. Like for Dead Rising, I'm surprised they don't partner up with somebody, with Sony or Microsoft, for some of their other big IPs. Surprised they don't do that.
Ooh, yes.
And Dino Crisis too. Yeah,
they don't got the money. Partner up. You know.
Yeah. Bring back Onimusha.
Yeah.
I mean, bring back some of their games. We've been asking for a Mega Man X or
Well, supposedly, what about that? What is it? The Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Is
it a remaster or a remake?
It's a new one. It's a 5.
It's a new one.
Oh, it's a brand new one.
Rumor still, right?
Okay, see, I thought it was I thought it was a Devil May Cry from what I was reading. I thought it was the collection of like the one that was on the HD.
They are doing the collection. They confirmed that.
Okay.
They'll be doing a 5. That was a rumor.
I don't know. Devil May Cry.
It was going to be announced at PSX, but it didn't.
Everybody hit that like button. 93 people watching, man. Shouts out to y'all, man.
Somebody has a nerve that adds Blackbomb what he would do with the Xbox.
Oh gosh,
problem. That's the wrong person to ask. So
I'm pretty sure he have something serious to say.
No,
I mean,
he doesn't. No,
look, he clowns a lot, but I'm pretty sure if you ask Black Bond seriously what there's something. I'm pretty sure he would have something serious to say.
What would you ask him?
What he would do with the Xbox right now to really help turn it around.
Oh, okay.
To fix their IP problems, basically.
Xbox should just die.
Bond ain't worried about Xbox. He's too busy with Big Dick Nick. So.
Whoa!
Shots.
Whoa!
Shots.
I might turn that into a song.
Don't do it.
Dick Nick.
For the album. Put it on the album.
Oh my gosh. Big Dick.
Jeez.
That came out of his mouth.
It did.
It was good to see the coalition actually like extend like application offer to the guys that got laid off at Capcom.
That's always cool when you see a studio go through these go through these things and people say, look, come over here. And because let's be real, Capcom has a lot of talent, but I think I agree with you. They just don't have the funding. They're just not putting
mismanaged.
They can't put their IPs where they need to. And I think it all came from, if we think about it back in the day, you think about Capcom went from Nintendo to Sony and then basically went multi-plat. When Sony was hot, like with the PS1, PS2. And I think a lot of companies, to me, when they started saying, well, we can spread ourselves thin, we can go everywhere, that kind of took away some of the originality from some of that. Think about it. I always think about like things that were on Xbox only, and then it came to PlayStation. There's things like I remember it being a Dead or Alive guy, and I was like, "Why is this on PlayStation? This is an Xbox game." Same with Final Fantasy. I was like, "This is a Sony game." But I understand why they did it. The market was changing, and I get it. But some of those IPs, I think they suffered from that. When Soul Calibur went multi-plat, I think that destroyed that freaking whole franchise to me.
But it's Capcom Vancouver. It wasn't Capcom Japan or
it's Vancouver.
It's a studio that's directly associated with Dead Rising series. That's who it is. So it's not like the Capcom where they make the Mega Mans and all that other stuff. And I was listening to Rand. Shout out to Randall. He was Randall was on our podcast last week. He was talking to Jez Corden, and they were saying that maybe, and this was speculation that maybe Microsoft just saw the sales of Dead Rising 4 and kind of pulled out of development for Dead Rising 5, and that's why Capcom had to lay off their staff, because Microsoft was just like, yeah, this is not doing too well, and just pulled out the funding for it, and maybe that's why they had to lay off their studio, because they just couldn't get the money for Dead Rising 5 after the performance of Dead Rising 4. Maybe Microsoft just didn't see a future in it, so that was speculation that they said that.
I think they must have pulled the funding, man. It just
obvious to me, because that's what happens. It's scale down. It's not Capcom, the headquarters, like the studio. It was just a studio in Vancouver. That 30% of the studio, which sounds like they had that game, Dead Rising 5. Yeah, we're not gonna give some of that money, but we're not gonna give that money.
At this point, I think, and this is just me, I think some of these IPs can remain console exclusive. And I'm saying this because I just kind of feel like Dead Rising has always been an Xbox thing. To me, it's always been an Xbox thing. That's why I remember playing it, my first Dead Rising experience. It's an Xbox thing. And Devil May Cry has kind of always been a PlayStation thing. So I think, and in a sense, like if these companies back them, like the Microsofts and Sony, they say, look, we're going to keep this here. We're going to keep this here. Maybe Sony won't do that, and maybe they will. Or maybe Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft seems to have good relations with Capcom and helping them bring some of these IPs over. Why not say, look, we're gonna just keep Dead Rising over here, and we're just gonna help you fund this game going forward, and it's an exclusive IP to us. Why not do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be good business, in a sense, because then once again you get to put it in Game Pass, which I had a long conversation with the GameStop employee that, oh my gosh. But anyway, you get to put it in Game Pass, and you get to make money off of it, and we'll help you fund it so you can get back and in the green. You're not sitting in the red.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's just one of the Capcom studios, I mean, at the end of the day, that just shows just the state of Capcom overall, even.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe they just maybe they pitched it to Microsoft or pitched it to whoever, and they're just like, yeah, that doesn't look like it's gonna do well, and they just said, we're not gonna fund this anymore. The publisher was just like,
yep.
Yeah.
Somebody asked in the chat, was DMC exclusive for multiplat? As of right now, it's multiplat, as far as I know.
I see that being multiplat. I don't see that being exclusive.
Yeah, the DMC. Yeah, it kind of once the third one came out, it was kind of a multiplat. The fourth one. I'm sorry, the fourth one became multiplat.
And then the one with him with the white hair or whatever.
Right.
That short hair and like
him and
DMC.
They don't re-release them a couple of times.
Yes, they're gonna release it again. So we're gonna get another.
And it's not that the franchise is bad. I just think that they released those games at the wrong time. And they're so what's the word? They're so unique to their, Devil May Cry is a very unique game. Like as far as the DMC series, like when they came out with DMC, that game was totally different than like the other Devil May Cry. I was like, what is this game? Like when you got to Devil May Cry 3 and 4, it was more of that Ninja Gaiden feel was really hard and really blistering.
They did Dragon's Dogma, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they could bring that back if they remastered that.
Yeah, that would be a good game to bring back.
But again, it's Capcom Studios. They have a lot of IP that they need to use. And if you look at this year with Monster Hunter, and if they do release a Mega Man and a Devil May Cry this year, like that's pretty good for them. I think for the year, like if those go well, like I think a new Mega Man will be pretty crazy if it's really like a new one.
Yeah, Capcom has a lot of IPs,
especially if it's on the Switch. They're gonna put it on the Switch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, and that's the thing. I think Capcom, with them starting with Nintendo and making some of their 8-bit games, I think there's a market for them to put a lot of games exclusively on Switch, exclusively on the Xbox platform, exclusively on PlayStation.
A Switch fiasco. There's going to be so many games that they're third party and everybody's going to be putting on the Switch because last year it became so relevant over the holidays and just how much it sold.
Yes,
you're going to be so surprised seeing what ports get for expensive ports for $60. I'm sure get put on the Switch because that is going to be the revelation. I think it's going to be PUBG clones and Switch development.
Well,
they put Mega Man on the Switch, man.
Demigod, what's up? Just wanted to give him a shout out.
Shout out to all 101 people watching. Go ahead and hit that.
104.
Shout out.
104. I'm sorry.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
Well, speaking of PUBG clones, I think I don't know if this is going to be our last topic, but speaking of PUBG clones, there is a huge thing going on right now with two big games coming out that are rumored to be coming out. One of them we know is guaranteed coming out. The other one is rumored. Red Dead Redemption 2 and a new Battlefield. The rumors are that they're going to have a PUBG Battle Royale first-person shooter, fully explorable terrain, trains, games, mode in them. And so basically a lot of people are saying, wow, like you said, this is the year of the big battle royale modes, but two big games like this, Red Dead Redemption and Battlefield, which game could you think of to do it better in other than Red Dead and Battlefield?
That's a good one. I mean, Rockstar is Rockstar, right? I mean, so you have to imagine, it's the whole setting, the Wild Wild West, the cowboys, like, it's going to be trains, horses, like you get the vibe of what that could possibly be like. But by the same token, I know Smooth doesn't agree with me on this one, but I look at Battlefield possibly bringing, a PUBG mode. And honestly, I think they're the best position for it because it's already a massive online game already as far as scope and size. And I think that fits well with what they're trying to do. So it's going to be interesting. I'm super curious how that's going to turn out on both of those.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I think Battlefield is set up for, but I can tell you the one thing though I think will be interesting is Battlefield has to have a little bit of a like their own flavor to it. Like I don't know if they're going to go third person. I see and do first person, which I think might appeal more to the
to that crowd, to the Battlefield crowd,
to the Battlefield crowd. But to those guys, it's a game mode. Like, look at Fortnite. Like, Fortnite was not developed for this, and they just added this game mode that just took off. Like, I could see them really embracing it in PUBG, but I do see Red Dead probably having more hooks, like with crates and things like that. That I think because they've been doing it with the GTA, and free content, but you pay for those credits and stuff like that.
I actually heard somebody say this today, like in Red Dead, when you're down to the last 2 players, like, and you know how like in the Wild Wild West, you had people like face off. I heard somebody say that today, and I'm like, man, if they did that, that would be genius.
Yeah,
that would be the last two. Just do a shootout.
You do a shootout, and man, I'm pretty sure Rockstar will figure something out. Man.
Oh yeah, like you'll come down to the last 2, then it'll be like standing. The circle comes down on you too, and then it's like you just got to walk out and just face each other, and it goes to a cut scene, and then it's like draw.
Yeah, then it's a wrap for everybody else's PUBG mode.
Yes, that would be. Man, that is incredible. I see it right now. Like that is just.
I don't want to take credit for that because I actually heard somebody say that. So,
what about you, Psycho? I know, like, we're big fans of these games. It seems like everybody in here is big fans of Red Dead, and I'm
a huge fan of Red Dead. I think it'll be an instant hit, though. I mean, I agree with you guys. Like, it'll be an instant hit. Like I said earlier, like PUBG is just taking too long to get their actual game out or fix everything that needs to be fixed. And these big teams are going to hop on it really quick, and they're going to do it better, bigger, and better. And they're just going to kill it, man. So,
I mean, 90 million Grand Theft Auto 5 copies sold. 90 million.
Crazy.
And I don't understand why people are still buying this game, but from what I've been told, different times, anytime somebody buys a PS4 or Xbox One, the Grand Theft Auto is purchased right along with it.
It's like 1 in 3 consoles.
Right.
It keeps going
yeah, and that's crazy. And so I wonder, looking at the install base of Xbox, the install base of PlayStation, is Red Dead going to be just as big? Look how long.
No, you got to think about GTA also includes the PS3, Xbox 360.
Right. That too. But what I'm saying is, with Red Dead coming out, I just look and say, okay, that user install base with this current gen, because it's only on current gen and PC, like, can it be as big? Because you got to think Grand Theft Auto gave you nothing but free updates. Here you go, free updates. People went and bought those shark cards, but the free updates just kept coming and coming and coming, and it just kept people in that world. And I don't think any game is
bank robberies too. I'm sure
it'll be huge. It'll be huge, but it's not the same. It doesn't have the same name as a Grand Theft Auto. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it'll do very well. It'll do, like, if they do use the same formula they use for GTA, I think it'll do really, really good. But GTA just has that name to push it over the edge. So
I mean, look,
Red Dead won't sell near as much as GTA.
Nah.
If you believe that the next gen is starting in 2020, this game's dropping at the end of 2018. So this game will probably sell into next gen if you believe that the next gen
it will. I totally agree with that.
So watch out it doesn't do another 90 million is what I'm trying to say.
Nah, if it
maybe
does,
not 90.
I think Cycle's saying it, but GTA definitely has a bigger draw to it than Red Dead, because some people don't like you don't have planes and stuff like that, unless they do put kind of like prop planes or whatever like that in it, but there's no kind of flying. There's a lot more like things you could do with GTA, but Red Dead, man, it's gonna be crafting, like you're out in the wilderness and you hunt, you get some like armor and stuff like that. Like you have to hunt some animals. Like I wonder if they're gonna have NPCs sort of like in Red Dead Battle Royale if they do it.
I don't think so. I don't think that would be
like hunt.
Yeah, but somebody brought up in the chat. They brought up something that Kids Move said, and I've heard him say this before. He said we're forgetting about another game that may have a battle royale mode, and that's Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a good game to have a battle royale mode. I think that'd be.
I think Crackdown 3 is the best if they do it. Would be in the best position to do it. Now, not to say it will be successful because people got to buy the game, but I feel like it would be the best battle royale mode in the game because they have the platform, they have the technology to do it, the open world, and nobody knows what the Crackdown multiplayer is going to offer. Why not just cause chaos? Like it'd be crazy.
What do y'all think happened to that game, man? It's almost like it disappeared.
Wait till E3.
It's just like they disappeared.
Yeah, they got to show
real. When we talk about PUBG modes, I wouldn't even be surprised to see a lot of games do this. Like the game I think that's coming out before Crackdown, State of Decay 2. I think that could possibly have a
that's
PUBG
just
mode.
Player co-op. They're not going to have that. No.
They could do something silly and say, "Well, here you go. Here's all these."
And I think Crackdown 3 multiplayer is going to be like very limited. If they're going to have that kind of level of destruction, I think it's going to be like
it's going to be
4 on 4, 3 on 3, and basically like the building, because it sounds like it's like called Wrecking Crew, which is kind of like crew makes you think like it's not this massive big thing. It's gonna
So
probably
like
be
4
like
people running around
4
the city.
versus 4 with a small little area, not a big city, just kind of a cutout out of an area that has full destructibility.
But that'd be kind of stupid. They put all that attention just on this one little square mile fucking mode. Like
It'd be amazing.
Yeah, well, that's what they'll do if they have enough buildings, stuff like that. But again, we haven't seen it in so long. Again, like I don't, man, I have no clue what the hell they're doing with that game.
We'll see.
I think Crackdown is going to be okay because if I'm not mistaken, Microsoft just purchased some cloud-based. What was it? I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name, but they probably something is dealing with cloud-based technology.
Play Lab.
So I mean, I think the game is going to be
that's
okay.
for monetizing though. That's not
right, but I think the game is going to be okay when it comes out, and I think that if Crackdown can pull off what it says it does with the cloud basing as far as the multiplayer, it will be something that's game changing, and I think that people will follow suit. It just has to be successful in its own right.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the destructibility like in Battlefield. That's like what got signature in Battlefield. And I mean, Crackdown takes that to like another level. You know? So you have to imagine. I mean, they include that, for sure. That'll make it interesting.
I think that is all. Those are all the topics. Other than just
Mark.
Yeah.
Get Assassin's Creed Origins. Ubisoft has a sale on Xbox on all Ubisoft titles.
Oh, I saw that.
I just finished the hidden ones, the Assassin's Creed Origins, like DLC, story DLC, and I really like that game.
Man, forget that game, man.
Wait.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been waiting for a sale to cop it, so I am gonna pick it up for sure.
I can't stand that game.
You don't like it? Wow.
Because I feel like I don't like the fact that you have to do the side missions. Like it's a requirement. Like I just want to play the story mode. Like why do this is what I like to do. I like to play the story mode and then go back and do all the side missions just to just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want it to be a requirement. And
see, I'm the total opposite. I do all the side missions first, and then I beat the story mode.
There's some cross interference with the story.
Frog goes farming.
Side missions in there.
Some
of the main missions have to be. There's some cross interference between some of the side missions and the main missions, and there's also a level requirement to get to do a certain main mission. Because
so I'm saying you have to do side missions in order to progress in the game, and I don't like that.
Hey.
Yeah, that's just me.
You got to grind in order to get.
It's a grindy game, but I don't know. I really don't. For some reason, I just got continue to play. I just can't stop playing.
That's what my son said. My son is playing it, and he's just addicted to that world because it's so gorgeous. And I'm like, I have to play it, but I'm waiting for him to finish. And he's been playing that. He's going back and forth between that and Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't understand how he does.
I can't do that.
I can't do 2 big open worlds at one time. I got to do one or the other.
I'll end up trying to do that. No, just cancel both out and won't play either.
Yeah, he's going back. Well, he's doing the Frozen. What's it called? Frozen. He's doing that because he already beat the game, and then he's doing he's playing Assassin's Creed's main story. So I guess that's why he's doing it. But I'm like, I can't do 2 big open world games like that. Like I can barely hold on to Shadows of Colossus and play it, and then play that game. I gotta play one at a time. Let me focus on it, and then I'll go to the next. No. Damn. Speaking of Shadows of Colossus, I just wanted to bring this up smooth because I just want to hear your opinion. No, because this is a good thing. This is a good thing.
He's gonna make you end the show.
This is a good thing, and this will be the last thing. Shadow of the Colossus is an amazing game. I know some place it's an amazing game. I can't speak about how great this game is, but the fact that Blue Point has been doing so many remakes and remasters, I would love to see them get with Microsoft and do a remake on one of their games. I'm trying to figure out what game it could be, a total remake from the ground up, because they do a great job at their remakes and remasters. So this studio obviously knows what they're doing, but what game would we say on Xbox that we want to see them remake or remaster? Preferably remake.
Didn't they do Halo already?
No, the only game they've ever done on Xbox was Titanfall. That's the only game.
No, but they remade Halo. Well, not remade, but they did Halo, the original Halo 2. They stopped at Halo 2.
Blue Point?
Yeah, they did a whole overhaul in the graphics and all that shit. I remember them talking about it.
Ooh, I don't know
And
about
Halo.
that one. When I
No,
looked
they
at their
did. They
archive,
did.
That was all 343.
yeah, that's 343. When I looked at their archive, they didn't. The only game they've ever done for any system other than PlayStation was Titanfall for the 360 in their
I gotta look
archive.
that up.
Yeah, they didn't do any game for Xbox other than Titanfall. But they back in the day, they did a lot of PS3 games, the HD remasters of games. They did those. But the only game that I saw in their archive for Xbox was the Titanfall game. And I just thought, like, with this game's track record for doing remasters and remakes, can Microsoft, because they're not Sony exclusive, but I'm like, I would love to see them do something on Xbox as a remake, because playing this freaking Shadows of Colossus game brings back so many great memories. I would love to see them just go back.
They could have redone Fable Anniversary.
Oh my gosh!
We'll give that a third remake.
I mean, like man. It fills up the gaps, man.
Because what happens is these studios get to go ahead and make their games while Blue Point is saying, we'll just remake this game while you're doing your other game. Like, I just want a game on Xbox with this quality of just, like, you know, anybody that hasn't played Shadows of Colossus and you've played it, the quality of the game, the remake, is like, yeah, you can tell this is made from the ground up. It's running on the same engine as The Last Guardian, but this is a remake. It's not a remaster. It's a remake from the ground up. And I'm just like, what game for Xbox with Blue Point could Microsoft say, hey, you know what? Come over here and just remake this for us? What game could that be that will really spark an interest for people to say, yes, we want this?
Phantom Dust.
I see Trickstar in the chat. Hopefully Blue Point brings back SOCOM. I just hope SOCOM comes back all together.
Yeah. SOCOM.
Why don't Blue Point make their own
sitting on
game?
A gold mine right there, man. On a gold mine.
that is a big gold mine.
Why won't Blue Point make their own game?
They have. They've only made one exclusive game, and it was on PlayStation.
What game is
that? It was called Blast. What was it called? Shoot. Blast something. They made their own original IP, and it was actually decent. It was at the beginning of the PlayStation 3's life, but it was kind of one of those games like Resogun, kind of like that kind of game. Yeah. And that's the only original IP they made. But I would really like to see them do something. Yeah, and you know what? Original IP would be cool too. But I really would like to see them remake, not remaster, remake a game for Xbox. Like,
I can't think of a game that I would want them to remake. Honestly, they could take probably one of Rare's old games or some shit like that, bring it to life.
They did with Conquest before they redid it. Like,
I mean, if they did it would just have to be a game like that would have like a lot of hype with the Xbox community. I just think that's been done like with Halo. You know what I mean? Halo and Gears.
Well,
like
could they
remade the first Gears, for example?
Could they come out with a game that's maybe not an IP that Microsoft necessarily owns, but it's only been on it? Like, say, for instance, like Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire. We know the EA has the whole thing with that, but I think those games would be freaking amazing remade from the
Frog will
ground
buy
up.
3 copies of that game.
Man, if Jade Empire and Knights of the Old Republic was remade, I think that would be a huge deal for Microsoft.
Yeah,
because that's why I remember playing it.
I just don't think Microsoft is not doing remakes anymore with the backwards compatibility. That's their way of preserving it. They're not going to be doing remakes. Sony is going. That's the way to preserve it.
Need remake a Perfect Dark.
Yes.
I don't know if I want just a new Perfect Dark game. I don't want a remake.
You know what?
Tell you, I think you're gonna see a new Perfect Dark game announced or something teased at E3.
I do. I agree with that.
Get me happy.
I'm convinced that that's gonna happen.
We need another.
How about a Conquer?
Oh, yeah, I just think Conquer would be a really good
man, get me all excited.
Another one.
A remake of Conquer from the ground up. Yeah, that'd be a really big thing.
They tried. I think they tried. They tried to Conquer, trying to put him in Project Spark, and
it's funny where you're even mentioning E3. It's already February in 4 months.
I don't want to talk about E3, but
well, that's when they're gonna hear all the release dates of Crackdown. They're probably gonna find out what goes on with State of Decay. That's what Microsoft does. They make us wait to E3.
Who's going to E3 this year?
I don't know if I'm going. I may or may not.
I would love to.
I'm on the fence about it.
I would love to. All my wife's family's there.
Yeah, I want to go.
Like PUBG clones and Switch ports.
The thing is, I enjoyed E3 for the festivities. I enjoyed the conferences and meeting people from YouTube, I didn't care for the actual show floor and shit. Like,
you went to the Bethesda party or not?
Yeah, I went to the Bethesda party. I went to the Microsoft thing. I went to the Sony thing. That all was cool. But
isn't E3 mostly just about networking? Really, you just network.
Yeah. But you know what I mean. I eventually.
How was it?
Well, we got PAX East. I'm gonna go to PAX East.
I'm going there
too, right?
I think I'm going. Yeah.
That's right around your way, Smooth.
Yeah. Well, no.
April, right? It's in April.
It's like 5th through the 8th or some shit like that.
Microsoft, both Sony and Microsoft, and Nintendo was there last year, so they'll all be there.
I mean, interesting.
Nintendo was there big last year, man.
Maybe we meet up there, man, because that's actually a lot easier for me to get there.
Yeah.
We do a show from the floor.
But do we got any more topics before? Because we're pushing 10:30 p.m.
No, that is it. And the game was called Blast Factor. That's their original IP.
Okay.
And their lead engineer helped work on Metroid Prime 1 and 2. They came from Nintendo, so that's why these guys, they're from Austin, Texas. So they used to be in that Austin. If anybody knows anything about Austin, Texas, there's a huge gaming community there, really talented people. So that's why these guys are good at what they do. Just to put that out there. No, we have no more topics. If you want to go ahead and close the show, the floor is back to you, Smooth. I appreciate you letting me host tonight. I really do.
Great job, man.
It's no biggie. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. For those interested, Ubisoft do have a sale on Xbox. They got Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed Origins, all that good stuff on sale. Definitely check it out.
Ghost Recon's super cheap right now.
Yeah, dumb cheap. There should be an update if you're not a part of the pre-program. I think it's happening this week, where the new achievement tracker, the do not disturb option for Xbox, and the day and night themes that you can add. Like, you can put your themes on your Xbox on a schedule, so that at every hour it can change and whatnot. So that's going to be dope.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, so I'm gonna turn on my Xbox and see that. But thank you guys for watching episode 32 Planet Xbox. Once again, I'm going to be uploading the last 4 or 5 episodes to iTunes. I apologize for those who watch on SoundCloud or listen on SoundCloud and iTunes. I haven't been updating them. I will be doing that soon. This is why I need a fucking like this shit's tough. But I will be doing that. So, and now I'll tweet it out or something for the link for those who are interested. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next. When do we do this? Wednesday? we'll see you guys next Wednesday for PX33. Okay. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you happen to be on the other side of the globe. Unless you guys want to say something. I'll hit stop.
Great show.
Oh no, great show. Frog is out.
And hit that like button. We out of here.